What is up, YouTube? So I'm currently uploading my food mashup video for you all to watch. That shouldn't take too terribly long. And doing random shit like that is what gets you views on YouTube. Not trolling heterosexual autistic metalhead goths. Anyways, I wanted to talk to you about the presidential election. I did talk about it briefly in my last video. Didn't really dwell too much on it. Wanted to focus more on the food mashup. Figured I'd do a separate video on it. There was bacon on that burger, but I confess I took it off and ate it before the video. Not exactly a crime, I don't think. No. Forgot to mention that in my last video, because upon realizing, I'm like, wait a second. You see the cross-section of that, and it's like, where's the bacon at? I'm like, oh yeah, now I remember. No, but the election is almost over. We've still got a couple months till November. And I was kind of hoping that Bernie Sanders would become a Democratic nominee. But unfortunately, that went to Hillary Clinton. Now, I'm cool with a woman being president, just not Hillary Clinton. She's way too corporate. And there are several women out there who would agree with me on this, and there are some who would disagree with me on this issue. That's just politics. But the thing of it is, YouTube, it's Clinton or Trump. That's a tough one to get into, because I don't like either one of them. So I think it's time to up the antics a little bit. Now, I'm not happy that Hillary Clinton won the Democratic nominee, but nonetheless, I can use this to my advantage. I wonder, said Mr. Ollivander. Let's see. That didn't work out like I thought it would. That didn't work out like I thought it was going to, but that's quite alright. I wanted to see if Hillary Clinton had a Twitter account, but she doesn't. Now, so far, Bernie Sanders has been able to convince Hillary Clinton on some of the issues that he sees. So, my question to Hillary Clinton, first of all, would be congratulations on becoming a Democratic nominee. Second of all, I would ask, what are Hillary Clinton's views on cannabis for medical use? And when asked this question in the past, she said things like, I don't know if you've done enough research on it. Now, just because something's not FDA approved doesn't mean that research lies to you. Now, there have been numerous individual scientific studies that have been done that prove marijuana cures cancer. Now, I should also mention that during one of her speeches on the campaign trail, Hillary Clinton was quoted as saying 9/11 was good for the economy, saying she was right there on Wall Street when it was attacked. Wait, hold on a second. Yes, if you actually go back and watch some of the more recent Democratic debates, yeah, a lot of people lost their lives that day, and on top of that, a lot of people got cancer from the buildings collapsing, because the firefighters and cops that went in there to rescue people that day, risking their lives to save what people they could save and getting back out as quickly and safely as possible. Unfortunately, some of the toxic fumes from the falling buildings have caused a great number of these heroes to receive cancer. If marijuana cures cancer, then why in the actual fuck are these heroes not allowed to smoke it, or at least use it for their pain? Well, because medical cannabis is illegal in New York City, that's why. Shitty deal. So I'd ask Hillary Clinton, what exactly is good about the economy? People dying and getting cancer. What exactly is that? How is that good for the economy, Ms. Clinton? If medical marijuana cures cancer, and if you had the backing research to prove it, would you in fact allow American citizens to smoke medical cannabis? Now, I understand that Donald Trump supports it, but just because Donald Trump supports medical cannabis does not mean he'd be a good candidate. And when you stop to hear some of the racist, sexist, retarded crap that comes out of that fucker's mouth. Now, the world around us sees Americans as stupid and ignorant. And electing Donald Trump for president would be a pretty ignorant thing to do. If you thought George Bush Jr. was a retarded president, elect Donald Trump for president and you'll be riding the short bus all the way to the insane asylum, because there are some crazy motherfuckers out there. Let me just say that. Yeah. I really don't want to vote in this next election just because I don't like either candidate. But if I had to fucking choose between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, I would choose Hillary Clinton. Just because the racist hate that Donald Trump spreads through his fucking campaign, I don't want the rest of the world to see America like that, because not everybody in America is like that. And the truth of the matter is racism exists in all cultures, in all races. That's why it's called racism. So I'm hoping the Democrats can realize that even though Hillary Clinton won the Democratic nomination, it should consider, like, there has to be a recount because the election seemed rigged. Because when you're watching the campaigns and you're seeing racist hate and violence break out at Donald Trump rallies, and then you watch Bernie Sanders on TV and you're seeing this little bird land on his podium. Huh. And you think to yourself, wow, why the fuck is this guy not president? Bernie Sanders supports medical marijuana. He wants equal pay for both sexes, and he wants to raise minimum wage to $15 an hour. Whereas Donald Trump thinks we're not making, Donald Trump himself thinks that we're making too much money. Donald Trump wants to lower minimum wage. Yeah. Why do you think Donald Trump wants to lower minimum wage? So the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor, just like Bernie Sanders has been saying. That's something to think about, though. So as a Bernie Sanders supporter, seeing him not get the Democratic nomination, yeah, that sucks major. And the only reason that Bernie Sanders is even supporting Hillary Clinton is because he hates Donald Trump that much. And if the person I'm supporting is supporting somebody else, well, it's like, fuck. If you gotta pick the lesser of two evils, corporate controlled or racist sexist retard, I'd rather have corporate controlled than racist sexist retard. But even Donald Trump, a man who knows he likes money, is smart enough to know that marijuana makes his country some fucking money. And this is the unfortunate reality of Wyoming. Wyoming is a backward state when it comes to marijuana legalization. We're a good old boy state. We love our drinking because Wyoming was one of the last states. Wyoming was one of the last states to raise the drinking age to 21. It was 18 for the longest time. Oh yeah. Yeah. But as technology advances and gas becomes cheap, oil prices drop and stuff in town becomes more expensive and generally more expensive all around in the state of Wyoming. And on top of that, if oil becomes cheaper, people are losing jobs. And then you're reading in the papers, budget cuts here, budget cuts there. And it's like if they legalized cannabis and hemp in Wyoming, you wouldn't have to do budget cuts. You could literally create a shit ton of jobs for people to work in. And with marijuana and hemp being legal, you could focus on catching crackheads and meth addicts. I'm not talking cocaine in its natural form, I'm talking crack. Fuck that nasty shit. Now, cocaine in its natural form is actually a lot healthier for you than caffeine. Benjamin Franklin did cocaine. Sure did. That's a fact most people don't know. And yet they don't tell you our founding fathers experimented with drugs just so they can tell you that drugs are the problem when you were in high school and to stay away from drugs, kids. But then fucking meanwhile, oh, you got a headache? Here, you little brat, take this aspirin, the headache will go away. I'm being sarcastic, of course, but the facts that I be spitting in this video are true. Not to call children brats, I'm just saying. Society who looks down their nose at you for smoking pot for your headache or for your PTSD or for whatever medical condition you have, or just for recreational use, has no problems shoving beer commercials down your throat during Super Bowl Sunday. And people want to make the argument that alcohol makes you violent. Not necessarily. I think certain people get way violent when they're drunk and they shouldn't be drinking. And people might make that same argument for pot. Well, instead of saying violent, society thinks that if you smoke pot, you're automatically a lazy person. I think that just depends on the smoker. Because some people are really productive when they smoke and some people are really lazy. And also, you have to take into consideration the strain of cannabis that's being smoked. You know what I'm saying? Sativas tend to be more energetic and creative and, mind high sort of thing, you know what I'm saying? Indicas are your body highs, you know what I'm saying? And indica weed is where you get the classic stereotype of, oh, they sit on their ass and eat Cheetos and play video games kind of bullshit. Not every stoner eats junk food. Some stoners eat healthy. In fact, if you eat a diet enriched with hemp, that boosts your immune system like by 10,000%. People are taking hemp seeds and grinding up hemp leaves and cooking it into food and eating it, and it doesn't get you stoned, but what it does do is it boosts your immune system, and it also helps you lose weight. Yeah. Now, if you exercise regularly and then you have time to relax, you smoke a little bit of weed to relax, and then when you get the munchies, you eat a diet that's packed with protein and hemp, you'll fucking gain muscles so quickly you don't even fucking know. And you don't necessarily have to eat it. You can take like those food processors. If you live in Colorado, you can legally do this. You take your cannabis plant and your hemp plant and you juice it into like a vegetable juice or some shit. Take like spinach and canola oil and cannabis and hemp. You take those 4 ingredients and you make into like a green juice type mixture. Fucking drinking that shit. Ooh, hoo, hoo. You take the spinach, some cannabis seeds, or actually no cannabis seeds. What you do is you take the cannabis plant itself with the hemp seeds and the hemp leaves, and you grind that up with the spinach. You juice that shit and drink it. If you can legally drink it, that shit, I guarantee you, will be very healthy for your body. Yeah. I'm willing to bet you that some of these diet pills have ingredients that are found in crystal meth. I'm willing to bet you, because some of these pills that claim to work, some of these pills that come with the side effect warning, these weight loss pills that come with the side effect warning, if you experience way too much weight loss in one sitting, stop taking the pill immediately. Like, whoa, hold on a second. The cheaper prescription pills tend to have a lot of nasty side effects, and the pills that have less side effects generally cost more, and that's just highway robbery. If it's a pharmaceutical's job to make people better, not make them broke and more sick, you know what I'm saying? How many fucking pill commercials do you see where they say side effects may include, and you're sitting there for 5 minutes listening to all the horrible shit they have for their pill? Okay. People want to say that smoking tobacco is bad for you. Have you tried quitting? Okay, let's see what they have for quit smoking products. Hold on to your seat, folks. You're in for some real interesting shit. We've all heard of the quit smoking pill Chantix.
Hey guys, Whitney here. Just wanted to talk about the side effects of Chantix. I recently quit smoking.
Oh, good for you. Now, there are other options to quitting. Vaping seems to be all the rage, but you gotta be careful with your vapes, man. First of all, there are organic vapes that are made from just food flavoring, and that's it, and nicotine, and that's it. But some of your e-liquid juices have other chemicals in them. Some of your electronic cigarette juices are not all natural. And that's a similar thing with tobacco. There are some cigarettes that have little to no preservatives in them, and there are some tobacco and some cigarettes that have a shit ton of them in there, you know. So really it's just knowing where your smoke comes from. Now, the major risk you can run with smoking an electronic cigarette is popcorn lung, which basically means little sacs of air in your lungs fill up with this electronic cigarette that you're smoking on because you said, oh, I quit smoking, as you sit there and push the button and suck nicotine. Oh, it's nicotine free. Yeah, whatever, you're still inhaling smoke. It's not smoke, it's vapor. Hey, whatever floats your boat, man. Meanwhile, if the air sacs in your lungs fill up with that electronic liquid, and that shit eventually, like a water balloon, pops. And that's where you get popcorn lung. And some people might argue, well, you're a huge hypocrite for giving vapor smokers shit. When you smoke tobacco, that shouldn't give you lung cancer. That should make your lungs black. Yeah. If we're gonna point fingers, I'm not trying to point fingers, I'm just saying. Side effects of Chantix.
It's been a little over a month now, probably about a month and a half, which is awesome. And I quit using Chantix. And before I did take it, I was very hesitant. I did a lot of research online on people's like reviews and kind of like the side effects, basically what other people experience with it, and it did not sound good at all. If you have
Okay, this isn't what I'm looking for. Let's go with Chantix ad. How about a Chantix ad? Okay, and while this Chantix ad's playing, I want to load some more of this tobacco into my pipe. I'll load it up real quick. Now keep in mind that some of these antidepressants that they're trying to throw at people today, people who are already depressed are still experiencing depression. That's why they have side effects may include. So, and there's a difference between being asocial and antisocial. Antisocial is a criminal sociology, which means you do criminal activity, but asocial means you're not very particularly fond of people, you just kind of do your own thing. Yeah. Technical definition for it. There's a lot of this 4 aces left, and it's down to the bottom of the bag. There's a little bit left at the bottom of the bag, but oh yeah, that shit's potent. That's cigar tobacco mixed in with it. I'll get to the Chantix ad. Now here's the thing: if it's called an If it's called an antidepressant, then by implying the name, it's supposed to make you not depressed. So if people are still reported being depressed after taking it in clinical tests and trials while taking certain pills, then you can't call them antidepressants.
Quit smoking with Chantix and support. Talk to your doctor about Chantix and a support plan that's right for you. Some people have had changes in behavior, hostility, agitation, depressed mood, and suicidal thoughts or actions while taking or after stopping Chantix. If you notice agitation, hostility, depression, or changes in behavior, thinking, or mood that are not typical for you,
Oh, hold on. I'll let it finish playing.
or if you develop suicidal thoughts or actions, stop taking Chantix and call your doctor right away. Talk to your doctor about any history of depression or other mental health problems, which can get worse while taking Chantix. Some people can have allergic or serious skin reactions to Chantix, some of which can be life-threatening. If you notice swelling of face, mouth, throat, or a rash, stop taking Chantix and see your doctor right away. Tell your doctor which medicines you're taking, as they may work differently when you quit smoking. Chantix dosing may be different if you have kidney problems. The most common side effect is nausea. Patients also reported trouble sleeping and vivid, unusual, or strange dreams. Until you know how Chantix may affect you, use caution when driving or operating machinery. Chantix should not be taken with other quit smoking products.
The urges weren't like they used to be, and that helped me quit.
Might I point out, it's just a tad bit ironic that the whole reason you take Chantix in the first place is to quit smoking, because smoking is supposedly bad for you because it can kill you. But then side effects from Chantix include thoughts of suicide. So while people might argue that smoking is bad for you, yes, but at least the death with tobacco is slow and it's not chemicalized, and like it's, you know, I'll take my chances with smoking. Fuck Chantix. Ignorant people like Donald Trump don't seem to realize that Muslims aren't the problem. The problem is just religion in general. Every side thinks they're right. It becomes a pissing contest. My food mashup video is now processing. I don't think the internet would explode from me posting a video like I did with the food mashup, but it's whatever. Then finding out that Bernie Sanders has to support Hillary Clinton in order to even have a chance of going to the Democratic convention. So it is safe to say the race is not over yet. I'm still undecided as far as voting goes. But the only reason Trump is even saying that he supports medical marijuana is because he wants the stoner vote. But voting for Donald Trump as president would be a disaster for this country. it's very easy to target Muslims and hate them, especially with all the bullshit in mass media. Any extremist Catholic or Christian that wants to sit there and call a Muslim a terrorist. I might point out that Catholics have been known to molest little children, and Christians persecuted witches during the Salem witch trials, so you really want to talk about being terrorists. And some Christians and Catholics might argue and say, well, not all of us are like that. Yeah, well, the same argument can be made for Muslims. Not every Muslim you see is a terrorist. And people do fucked up things in the name of religion that gives religion a bad name. Fuck Elliot Rogers with a double-barrel shotgun. Blow his head off before that fucker's temper had time to blow off, but I wasn't there in time. But I bust his rep if I had a time machine. Motherfuckers know these YouTube haters can be real mean. Bust a mad flow. Yo, these haters want to talk shit, but they must be on crack because this shit's whack. Look at me stack up subscribers. And the thing of it is, YouTube, is I'm not harassing some famous YouTuber to get recognized on YouTube. I'm actually trying to put content out there. Yeah. I've also realized that the commercial people have been talking about in the comment section isn't real. It's just people trying to crawl underneath my skin. And how do you figure it's not real? Because how much money it takes to put a commercial on TV. And even if they had the money, public television and cable access of any kind is not going to allow that kind of content to be aired. So they say shit like they did in the comment section. And then they do shit like they did with the YouTube poop videos. It's like, oh, you think you're being funny, but you're really not. Stealing my videos to make fun of me. That's slander. And that's punishable by the law. And I've already reported it to YouTube. And I'm waiting back to see what they say. There's a good chance that person's account's going to get deleted. And if it doesn't get deleted, I'm going to keep reporting it until YouTube does delete it. Until then, I've blocked the person that made that YouTube poop about me making fun of me. Yeah, YouTube has seen me with girls in my life and how much happier I am. So, I ain't got a question or say shit. So, two things I could say right now. One, we'll see who has the last laugh when I have a girlfriend. And two, YouTube. I'll be keeping a close eye on the election until voting time in Wyoming. At least Wyoming was smart enough to vote for Bernie Sanders as Democratic nominee. But unfortunately, enough states didn't vote for Bernie Sanders. And yeah. So, it's a rat race at this point. Yeah. And one thing I've noticed about politics and religion, they're practically twins of each other when it comes to people in the extremes. Every side thinks they're right. And the extremes ruin it for your party or religion, whatever you may follow politically or spiritually. I've already said that you want to stop molestation in Catholic churches. You need to tell clergymen that it's okay to have sex, but the person must be 18 years of age or older and it must be consensual. And if they still feel upset about it, I'm sure God would forgive them. Because here's the loophole. Christians and Catholics alike argue a very similar principle that God is the creator of everything, yet God is against sin. Okay, if you're against something, why would you create it? More importantly, if you don't like a certain flavor of ice cream, why would you eat it? It doesn't make any sense. Okay, if you like ice cream in general, but you're not a fan of hazelnut, why the fuck would you eat hazelnut ice cream if you don't like it? It doesn't make any sense, does it? And that's just the thing of it. Is a lot of Christians and Catholics, and some Muslims, not all of them, in general other religious beliefs, and this goes for any religion really, not just Muslims, Catholics, and Christians, but a lot of religion hates it when you question their belief system. Try to see logical holes in it. But upon doing my research, I discovered that there were men and women in these ancient civilizations that were considered shaman, and these were men and women, these were men and women that were in tune with Mother Earth. These were your ancient witches and wizards of sorts, and they used their spiritual powers to heal the people in the villages in which they lived in. Yeah. These were people who had the gift and knowledge of Mother Earth's natural medicines. How else would you explain people surviving this long, and then all of a sudden we have pharmaceuticals and drug companies that are supposed to be helping us? Yet in some cases, some of these pharmaceuticals and drug companies are making it worse. You want to explain human civilization in general surviving this long, because some of the first humans on this planet discovered what Mother Earth's plants had for benefits and stuff, and they used those plants to heal their sick and ill, and because of that, modern medicine is as old as time itself. We didn't always have hospitals and all this other luxurious way of helping people and what have you. So what exactly are doctors and psychiatrists? To me, they can be helpful, but they're also paid drug dealers for the big pharma, yeah? Psychiatrists and doctors can be helpful, but let's not mince words, YouTube. Doctors and psychiatrists, like I said, are also paid drug dealers for the big pharmaceutical companies. And so who do you think, and how do you think they figure out the side effects of these pills they're forcing us to take? They pay people big money, and then how do you feel after taking this pill? Do you feel like it made you want to quit smoking? It's like, if Chantix makes you want to commit suicide, I'd rather take my chances with all natural tobacco. Even if it's got preservatives in it and chemicals, the 4,000 plus chemicals that are found in tobacco, I'd rather have that than some stupid Chantix pill. I mean, they both kill you, and it's like, if you're going to pick the lesser of two evils. But at least cancer is reversible. Thoughts of suicide, you stop taking Chantix because you're trying to quit smoking, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I played the actual ad for Chantix on this video. That kind of makes me question the ethics, I should say, not the ethnic, but the ethics. There's the word I'm trying to find, yes. That makes me question the ethics of Big Pharma. The food mashup video's been uploaded. I gotta check this shit out. See what people are saying about it. What is up? 26 views, 2 likes, 1 dislike. filtering comments as I do. If you don't like the fact that I filter comments on my channel, then don't watch my videos. You're not in control of my YouTube channel, okay? You're not in control of my YouTube channel. I am. That's why it's called YouTube. You as the creator are in control of it. And don't be afraid to fight somebody in the comment section if you see somebody getting bullied. A lot of people won't stand up for people on YouTube because they don't want to get caught in the crosshairs of some shithead troll. And if everyone has that attitude, then the bullying never stops. But if a bunch of YouTubers band together as creators and as watchers and as decent people alike, and we actually do what we can to stand up to trolls, block them from YouTube, call them out on their shit, eventually they'll get sick and tired of it and they'll want to quit. Now, this kind of battle isn't going to be easy. No. Does it have to be fought? No. Is it pointless? Yes. But within the first 26 fucking views, it gets more likes than dislikes. That's generally a sign that that video is going to do well. Let's get this bag of 4 aces polished off. Most definitely. When you buy a bag this big, it's like under 20 bucks. That's a good deal, and they take a long time to finish. I was like halfway through with it, like right there when I got the pipesandcigars.com blend. And that's not half bad. I custom blend I made. This 4 aces has a bit of a more natural flavor to it. It's got a bit more grit to it. Yeah, this shit's good. That's a big old tobacco stem right there. Tobacco that our founding fathers was growing didn't have the preservatives that the cigarettes have today, so that shit was less harmful for you than the crap they put in cigarettes. So it's not the tobacco that's in the cigarettes, it's the chemicals they put into it. Tobacco back in the day was naturally sweetened with sugar and natural food preservatives. The same things found in natural electronic cigarette vapes. And you notice that electronic cigarettes are becoming a lot like regular cigarettes. A lot of restaurants and indoor places are saying you can't smoke your electronic cigarette indoors. And there's been some research saying that some of these electronic cigarettes are risky, you don't want to fuck with them. And nobody thinks twice about it. People want to bitch and say that, oh, marijuana is not FDA approved, so how can we trust it? Yeah, electronic cigarettes weren't FDA approved. Yeah, when they came into the market as a alternative to quitting smoking, no one thought twice about it, you know, because people are programmed to think that tobacco is the enemy, you know. It's not the tobacco, it's how the tobacco is made. Yeah. And there's a good reason why they put a shit ton of chemicals in tobacco. Make the consumer addicted, they'll want to buy more of it, and thus they have profit. But the bag of pipe tobacco that I ordered from pipesandcigars.com has no Surgeon General warnings on it. None. Which to me says that's probably the safest tobacco you can get out there, is having a custom blend from a pipe shop make it for you. Yeah. 4 Aces, on the other hand, is a cheaper tobacco, and it gets the job done, satisfies nicotine craving. One person commented on my last video, "I thought you don't care what people think, LOL." Yeah, obviously I don't, otherwise I wouldn't post videos. If I cared what people think, I wouldn't post videos. But obviously I don't care what people think, otherwise, and because of that, I do post videos. Simple as that right there. There's one time I went to the bar for karaoke night. And the bar was packed with some pretty cute girls, I'm not gonna lie. I go up on stage and I sing "Hey There Delilah" by the Plain White T's. I get off stage and I go over to the bar to order a drink. And out of the corner of my eye, 80 to 95% of the bar is checking me out. They're like, "Damn, who's that guy right there?" And when you can sing that good, you don't need pickup lines. You really don't. In fact, my newest album, Willows of Sorrow, got played on a radio station / podcast that had 50,000 listeners. Oh yeah, that's what's up. What is 53 views, 5 likes, 1 dislike? Can you mail me a piece of fabric from your chair so I can smell it? That's just fucking weird, man. But then again, YouTube is a very weird website. The comments I've often heard on YouTube: "Oh no, I'm on that weird part of YouTube again." Now, if you have the patience to get better at guitar, you most definitely have the patience to wait for the right girl to come along. Or at least patience enough to put up with dating. It's not as smooth or as easy as the movies make it out. I'll tell you that much right now. I know in some movies they portray the good guy always getting the girl, and it doesn't always happen sometimes. Yeah, so I feel like TV shows and movies portray a false reality of love and romance. And if Bernie Sanders has managed to convince Hillary Clinton of some of his policies, then chances are typical Hillary Clinton eventually she'll come around to the idea of supporting medical cannabis. It's only a matter of time. Give it like maybe 2, 3, 4 months. Hillary Clinton's husband gets caught smoking pot. And he says, well, I did smoke it, but I did not inhale. I did not like it. That's kind of admitting to it and then not admitting to it. Yeah.